السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. ربنا زدنا علما، اللهم فقهنا في الدين. اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وأملا متقبلا آمين يا رب العالمين. So here we are with our session number 72 in our term 3, in which we are going to focus on الجملة الاسمية. We are going to learn الجملة الاسمية in term 3, how الجملة اسمية works, how you negate جملة اسمية. But before we do that, I would like to still complete our ayatul dain that we started in our last session, session number 71, for just a quick review of what we have already covered, inshallah. Okay, so let me just pull that real quick. Okay, Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 282. So we have almost done af'al of up until the middle of the ayah, and inshallah we are going to continue with the rest in this session. So I told this al-ukhra, we have completed it so far, and we are going to start inshallah from wala ya'ba. So when you see this la and there is a word after it, among the three types of the words that you have covered so far, you basically covering ism and fi'l. So harf is we have not focused on that very much yet. However, you have learned different types of haruf, and la you have covered. So if you see la ya'ba reminds you of what? Is it fi'l, ism, or a harf? It is a fail, as Sister Musarat has already typed. When you look at this fail, the next question comes, is it that among the three different types of fail madin, fail mudari, failul amr, what type of fail is this one? This is fail mudari based on alamatul mudari in the beginning of the word, which is ya. Because as I mentioned to you in the last session, that this word has root letters hamza, ba, ya, right? Hamza, ba, ya are the root letters, and you are there is, before hamza, if you have a ya, that should make you convinced that there is a ya which is alamatul mudari. It is called yaul mudari. Okay, is this clear? The name for this ya, which is alamatul mudari, is yaul mudari. Does it make sense that to call ya, this type of ya, as yaul mudari, if it is the sign of mudare, right? So this ya, which is present before the first root letter, is making this word fail mudare. And if I ask you, if the word is fail mudare, what is the status of this fail mudare? Can you help me determine the status of fail mudare? If I'm telling you that this word is, the root letters are hamza, ba, ya, this is hamza, ba, ya. You do not have your ya there. When your ya is missing, that means that your fail is when the weak letter, which is present at the end, has been dropped, is not there anymore. That should remind you of mudare majzoom. Mudare majzoom. You are going to look for your weak letter. Okay, if the weak letter is missing in fail mudare, mudare is going to be majzoom. Do not focus on the haraka of the middle letter. You will be making a wrong choice, because as I have mentioned, I'm mentioning it time and again, that the root letters are hamza, ba, ya, right? Root letters are hamza, ba, ya, and there are three ways you can find your mudari in the majzoom form. The three ways of mudari majzoom is, number one, either your mudari is going to end with sakin, right? If a mudari is ending with a sahih letter, like in word yabkhas, the mudari is showing you its majzoom status by a presence of a sakun. If mudari is from af'alul khamsa, it's going to drop its noon, right? If it is from af'alul khamsa, it drops its noon. And if it is a fail with a weak letter at the end, the weak letter goes away in the majzoom form, which is ya in here, and it got dropped. So in here, you are going to say that this mudari is majzoom bi hasfi harf illa. The weak letter is called harf illa. What are the weak letters in Arabic alphabets? What are the weak letters among Arabic alphabets? Can anyone remind me? Alif, waw, and ya. Alif, waw, and ya. Alif, waw, and ya. So the ya, you are not able to see it. Your weak letter is missing here. So you are going to call this mudari majzoom. Yes, if you are there, if you already know root letters, that's going to be very helpful. That you will all be able to figure out that this is something is missing here. Like in word ihdi, right? In word ihdi, ya hada ya are the root letters for hidayah, but ya got missing because you were making filul amr. Ya got missing. Alamatul Mudari got omitted because while making Filul Amr, if you remember how we construct our Filul Amr. So any word that ends with a weak letter at the end is going to lose its weak letter when it is in its majzoom form. For example, if the word is yad'u, if I have to make it majzoom, what happens to that word? How is it written? How can I make yad'u majzoom? I will drop, what should I drop, Ruqayya? I will drop waw at the end, right? Waw and at the end gets dropped. And this is all that we have covered in our term 2, right? All these concepts, we have looked at them in great detail. So we will continue to review them so that we can always remind ourselves and keep our memories fresh about whatever we have covered. But it is very important that you know what are the signs of majzoom status. What are the signs of majzoom status? There are 3 signs. One is if a word is sahih, it's going to take upon itself a sukoon, like fal yaktub, fal yumlil, and la yabkhas. Khas, all of them are written with sukoon. If a word has a weak letter, it's going to lose its weak letter at the end. If a word is from afalul khamsa, noonul i'rab or noonul rafa is going to get away. Okay, you are going to lose your noon. So I hope this is a quick recap of what we have covered in term 2. So la ya'ba, now that you are finding your mudare in the majzoom form in here, what type of la is that that can have an effect on fail mudare and can make it majzoom? La nahiya, that asks you, that demands you to do something, right? It is a type of a la that is talbiya. It is a demanding la. It is going to remind you to do something. Okay, so la ya'bash shuhada'u. So what is it saying here? And the witnesses, ya'ba means to refuse, and the witnesses, ashuhada'u, is a broken plural, for shaheed. So or shahid. So shuhada should not refuse iza ma'du'u, when they are called. So does it make sense how they should not refuse? So ashuhada'u is becoming an outside doer, as Sister Musarat has already typed for Ya'ba. And this is how this construction is working, and how you're going to translate in that the witnesses should not refuse. Does it make sense? That how you have to translate it as should not. Can I translate this part as and the witnesses do not refuse? Can this be translated as and the witnesses should not do not refuse? Will do not refuse work? No, that's going to be a wrong translation, because this law is demanding someone to do something. It is demanding the witnesses not to refuse when they are being called. Okay, whenever they are called, they have to present themselves to be a witness. Okay, is this clear to each and every one of you? Alhamdulillah. The next word that I want you to focus on now is, I will skip du'u. Du'u is a difficult one, so I'm going to skip this one and I'm going to take you to this one. La tas'amu. La tas'amu. Seen, Hamza, Mim are the root letters. And now think about tas'amu. If there is a mudare with a alamatul mudare, ta, ta being the alamatul mudare, ta with waw is a giveaway. Ta with wawil jama'a is a giveaway that your pronoun in this field is antum. It is antum tas'amu. You all do not. Okay? You all do not. Right? So in here, again, when we have discovered that this word tas'amu is your fail mudare, with ta being the alamatul mudare, the next thing is who is the doer of this fail? Who is the doer of this fail? Can anyone remind me? Wow is the doer of the fail. What is the status of this fail? Can anyone tell me what is the status of this fail? So some are saying raf, some are saying nasb, some are saying so think about it. Tas'amu. Tas'amu was originally tas'amuna. Tas'amuna was the original fail. Tas'amuna was the original fail. There is a dropping of a noon. There is a dropping of a noon after a la. There is a dropping of a noon after a la. You will go back and see, is la my harf nasiba or harf jazima? It is my harf jazima, right? It is my harf jazima, and la is a la of forbidding. So this la is going to be making mudare majzoom. It does not make it mansoob. It does not make it mansoob. However, the fail is going to look the same in majzoom and mansoob form. It is going to be missing its noon, but based on what is present before it, you should be able to determine that this is only and only majzoom, fail mudare majzoom, and la is la nahiya. La is la nahiya. Is this clear? Yes, it is majzoom bila, majzoom through la. So la, if la is the one that is acting on tas'amuna, then it is going to be majzoom because of la. That mansoob form is not a possibility. However, again, if you were given just a word tas'amu, you, if there was no la, there was no context, then you can say, okay, this can be majzoom or mansoob, but you have the context available. And did you learn la among your harufe nasiba? Was la in harufe nasiba or jazima? La is not in harufe nasiba. La is in your harufe jazima. So always remember, if it's something is there from harufe jazima and afalul khamsa come after them, then you should be able to figure out that this is going to be only in only majzoom, right? Now look at the next one, and this is going to help you. An taktubuh. An taktubuh. Now there is an an, which is your harf nasiba, right? An makes your mudare mansoob. Taktubu. Taktubu is going to be, if I ask you, is it a mudare? Yes, it is a mudare. Ka, ta, ba are the root letters, right? And ta is the alamatul mudare, is a sign of mudare. The pronoun in here is damir, baris, waw. So you figured out your fail mudare. You figured out your file, which is waw, wawil jama'a. When ta and waw are together, it is you all, right? It is antum, antum taktubu, antum taktubu. And the last thing is the status of your mudare. And in here, what is the status? It is mansoob. And what made it nasb or mansoob? What has made it do so? It is going to be an that has made mudare mansoob. Is this clear to all of you? And when you look at who here, it is going to be your mafulun bihi, right? It is going to be your detail, as I mentioned. And there was a whole class that you have covered in your term 2, where you have learned that if there is an attached pronoun with a fail, it is going to be mafulun bihi for that fail. Okay? Everyone with me so far? And are you going to be able to correctly identify the haruf that are present before your mudari and then give them the status? So, tas'amu majzoom bila because of la, taktubu mansoob bi an or through an or with an, right? So, whatever is present before, focus on that as well, and that will help you determine the right answer. The next word that I want you to focus on is Allah tartabu. Allah tartabu. So Allah, when you look at this word Allah, so this is going to be, think about it. There is a fatha on a hamza. So this can be an plus la. You will find an plus la written as Allah. Okay, an plus la is going to be written as Allah. You may find it as Mosul, which means most when I use word Mosul, that means that they are written together. Okay, so an and la can be written together in a Mosul form, in an attached connected form, and you will find them written as Allah. And in here there is an and la tartabu. So in here tartabu, what do you see? Is this tartabu your mudare mansoob? Very good job. And what made it mansoob, Sara? An is there, which is making your mudare mansoob. Very good job. And the sign of mansoob status in this fail mudare is hasfin noon, right? Because this is from af'alul khamsa with waw as the mir muttasil baris, right? The waw is the pronoun. Af'alul khamsa, all of them have a visible pronoun. Either it is waw or alif or yaul mukhatiba. And the mansoob status is being shown by omission of noon, as Iram and Fariha have just typed. And you all are, alhamdulillah, typing. And la is just coming in between, and this la is not going to be called. Can I call this la nahiya? Can this la be labeled as la nahiya? No. If it is la nahiya, if this was la nahiya, we would have called our mudare majzoom. But we are calling our mudare mansoob because la is here without any effect on fail mudare, and it's going to be called la nafiya. The la that will not change the status of mudare, the la that does not have an effect on the status of mudare, is going to be la nafiya, is going to be called la nafiya. Is this clear? Alhamdulillah. Okay. Now, when you see this la, this is la nafiya, an is actually affecting the tabu, and sometimes that can happen. That can also happen, and this is so very important that whenever we are learning some new concept, we go back to whatever we have covered, and if there is something that we need to look at in detail, that gives the practice gives us an opportunity to go back and to solidify the concepts that we have already learned and understood, and also learn something new. That sometimes it's not going to be very plain and simple. There may be some nuances that we need to learn, right? So Allah tartabu, now you have learned Allah is the combination of an with la. La is going to be la nafiya. An is going to have an effect on fail tartabu. It was originally tartabuna. So tartabu is antum tartabu, and it is mansoob in its status. And I hope everyone is with me so far. Is this clear to each and every one of you? Alhamdulillah, how many of you are with me? Okay. The next word that I have for you is an takuna. An and takuna. Takuna, if I asked you what type of a word is takuna, takuna is going to be an takuna. An is harf nasb. Takuna is mudare mansoob because of an, right? And the sign of nasb status Sign of nasb status is going to be in here. Fatatu Zahira, very good job. Fatatu Zahira. And if I ask you what is alamatul mudari, what is the sign of mudari in word takuna? Ta in the beginning. Ta in the beginning is a sign of mudari. Very good job. The next word, tudiruna. Tudiruna. Do you think this word is an ism or a fi'l? What do you think? Takuna is mansoob, and an is going to make it mansoob, right? Tudiruna is a fail. Very good job. If it's a fail, is it fail madin or mudari? We have covered three types of fail, and I'm giving you a choice. It is between the two. Pick one. It is mudari. When a word is mudari, you look for alamatul mudari. If I ask you what is alamatul mudari in here, it is ta. Very good job. Ta. And if I ask you what is the pronoun in this fail, can you pick the pronoun in the fail? It is wow. It is wow. Did I ask anyone what is the family of this word? Did I ask this question? Did I? I've not asked that question. So, my dear students, you have to only answer the question that I have asked. You cannot put answers that of a question that is, that is not even in my mind, right? I'm not even asking, my dear students, right? So please make sure, because it is going to create confusion for those who are doing it for the first time, and I want each and every one of you to love Quran. I don't want to make it very hard for you all. Okay, it is sometimes it is very overwhelming, because it is, some people have, everyone is from a different background, right? So everyone is from a different background. Not everyone is even able to speak Urdu or write Urdu or Arabic per se. So for those of you who are very raw, very fresh in this journey, it is very important. It is incumbent on a teacher like myself that I try to make things easy for those people, so that they can also learn, and they also go home and say, oh, now today I have learned that there is something called alamatul mudari, there is something called a pronoun which is going to be visible. The purpose, yes, this class is this class is not like a standard class that some of you may have been to. It's little more advanced than other courses, but the purpose is, or intention is, never to complicate things, my dear students. Always remember that. Okay, so tudiruna is your fail mudare, and you all have correctly identified the alamatul mudare, or the sign of mudare. And then you also told me the pronoun, that wow is the pronoun. And the next question is, what is the status of your fail? Because fail mudare is very flexible for the most part. It's very flexible for the most part. It is rough in status. And now you are going to give me the sign of rough status. So listen to my question very carefully. The sign of rough status is not wow. The sign of rough status in fi'l mudari is the presence of noon, right? It is the noon being there, which is going to be the sign of rough status. Now let's remind ourselves of three ways how mudari is going to show you its rough status. Either it's going to be a dhamma that is going to be visible, right? Or it is going to be a dhamma that may not be visible, which is in case of a word yahdi, tarda, yad'u. It may be just dhamma which is not visible, and that dhamma which is not visible is called dhammatul muqaddara, and you have all your slides on that. And the third way mudare shows you its rough status, if it is from af'alul khamsa. If it is from af'alul khamsa, is that it is going to have a noon in it, right? It's going to have a noon in it, which will be the sign of rough status. And this happens with af'al that have pronoun waw, alif, and ya. So in those af'al that are called af'alul khamsa, the sign of rough status is the presence of noon. So tudiruna is going to be marfu bi sabuti noon, or the presence of noon is the sign of rough status. You can simply say, don't use these difficult terms. Just say the presence of noon is making mudare rough in form, or marfu. That is going to be a correct answer. My noon being there is the sign of rough status, right? So then ta with waw, ta in alamatul mudari and babil jama'a together, you know it is you all. You all. Tudiruna, you all, right? Now you have the pronoun, it is going to be translated as antum tudiruna, right? It is antum tudiruna, right? Okay, the next word that I have for you is Allah taktubuha. So Allah taktubuha. So again you have Allah. Allah should remind you of an plus la. So for those of you who have not done this drill before, kindly look at this drill today. So Allah an plus la, and I'm going to show you a document that I have prepared for Ayatuddin. I hope I'm able to pull it real quick for you all so that you can all benefit from this. Inshallah. So I hope I have it somewhere. Okay, this is the document here. So no, I did not. Okay, Allah tartabu. So this you can see here. I'm going to share it with you in the group. So Allah taktubuha an harf nasiba, la again la nafiya, and then taktubu is going to be your mudare mansoob. Okay, and this is going to be, make things little easy for you, that you can divide everything up. And for those of you who are not still able to write real quick, they did not have their pencils and copies with them, I will share this for you, but I will encourage you that do not rely on anyone. Okay, just rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Keep your pencils and copies with you when you are doing it and you taking the class. Write your own notes. Okay, I will give you as much as I can, but don't just rely on Allah only. Okay, فَلْيَتَوَكَّلِ فَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَلْيَتَوَكَّلِ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ, right? So only upon Allah then believers should have tawakkul on, right? So they should be only Allah that you should have your tawakkul on, and make sure you have your pencil and copies ready. And then if you have something extra, inshallah, so then you can benefit from that document as well, inshallah. Okay, so this one is an and la. So an is going to be the one who is going to be active, more active, and it's going to what is it doing to fail mudare taktubu? It is making it mansoob, right? And the sign of nasb status, again, I'm going to ask you this question. How do you know that this is nasb in form? What is the sign of nasb status or mansoob status in this fail mudare? Hasbin noon, the noon got dropped. Dropping of noon, absence of noon, all correct answers. Very beautiful job. The pronoun in the fail is going to be, what is a pronoun now? Now let's figure out. Waw is the pronoun, and there is another pronoun. Do you see another pronoun? All these has, when you see them, all these has, if any pronoun with ha is attached to a fail, it's always going to be nasbin status, and it's going to be its mafulun bihi. Always remember that. Always remember that. Okay, inshallah. Then comes your this word ashhidu. Ashhidu, and you all make witness, or you all make witness. So in here, sometimes you will see there is a hamza in the beginning, ashidu, and look at the meaning. I'm giving you the meaning because we have not covered that much. So when you just based on the meaning, you should know this is failul amr. This is failul amr, and there is one fail family which will have this hamza in the beginning that is written with a fatha. So this is failul amr. Keep that in mind. And in this case, you will see the second root of the word will have a kasra, like aslimu, aminu, ashhidu, right? Is this clear to all of you? So in here, ashhidu, you have the second root that will have a kasra, and the first word before the first root letter, you will find a hamza that is written with a fatha, and this is your failul amr. If you don't identify as failul amr at this stage, I don't have any issues with that. I'm going to practice with you how some words are going to Failul Amr are also going to begin with Hamza Fatah, and this is for the later time. The sign of Majzoom status, when it comes to Failul Amr, we make it Majzoom, but we don't, it is not Fail Mudari, right? It does not have any status. It's non-flexible when it comes to Failul Amr, right? So original word was Tashhiduna, Tashhiduna, or and from the very beginning, the original word was ta'ashhiduna, ta'ashhiduna, and I removed the alamatul mudari from ta'ashhiduna. Ta got omitted, then I made my mudari in majzoom, noon got omitted, and I was left with ashhidu. Is this clear? Ta'ashhidu was original word. The Arabs have ta'ashhidu. So you to ashhidu, actually to ashhidu, but Hamza gets Hamza in original mudare form is not written for the ease, but that is for another day. That don't focus on that at this point. Okay, to ashhidu, to ashhiduna is the original fail mudare. Ta got omitted. You made your mudari majzoom by dropping the noon, and you are left with ashhidu. Ashhidu. Is this clear? Hamza was already there. Yes, it was there, but it's in mudari you don't see it. Okay, but that is when we will learn the word families. We will cover it then. Don't worry about it at this stage. Okay. Tabayatum. You have your word. Tabayatum. You all trade with each other. So you have something there that is a giveaway for the word. Can anyone remind me, where did you learn a word that ends with tum sound? That ends with tum. It is fail madin, nasartum. Does it remind you of fail madin? Nasartum? Yes, it is fail madin, nasartum, and ta is the doer. And what is the role of meme here? Who can tell me the role of meme here? What is the meme telling you? That this word is for masculine plural. This is a second person. You all trade, and this is who? The masculine. You all masculine trade among each other. But I have told you, anything that is masculine in Arabic language, it is very inclusive of women as well. It is just, you don't just seek witnesses when two males are trading with each other, or when men are trading among each other. It is for women as well. They have to follow the same protocol too. Do you agree? Do you agree that we are, though this is meme is for masculine plural, but this applies to all of us because we are doing Quranic Arabic grammar, and the purpose is to learn Quran, right? Okay, so la yudara, this word, let's just skip it for now. This part I'm going to skip it for now because this is a difficult one. I'm going to take you to in taf'alu. In taf'alu. What do you think about in? Where did we learn in? Is it from harf jazima or nasiba? In is from harf jazima. Now when you see taf'alu, so you are going to call this mudare majzoom, and the sign of mudari is ta in the beginning. The sign of majzoom status in this word is dropping of noon. The pronoun in this field, taf'alu, who can remind me of the pronoun in this field? Wow, very good job. When ta and wow are together, it is antum taf'alu. If it was ya and wow together, it is hum yaf'alu. Do not forget those simple things, inshallah. Okay, so wattaqullaha, by the meaning, this one is a difficult one, but just a giveaway. If there is a hamzatul wasl in the beginning, you can make out that this can be filul amr, and this filul amr is for antum ittaqu. It is antum ittaqu. Very good job, Ruqayya. And Afifa confidently wrote her answer. This is Felul Amr. Very good job. And you both have done beautiful job. And so did Tessina and Musarat. Alhamdulillah, and Sahar as well. Very well done, my dear students. And wow is denoting that this is antum ittaqu, you all. And also remember, my dear students, it is again Waw al-jama'a is for masculine plural, but we all are also included. It does not mean that the Quran is only reminding men to have taqwa and we can be without taqwa and do whatever we want. We also need to have some of that too. Actually, not some. We have to have it a lot, and we have to have it not just in our public life, but also in our private life too, inshallah. So Allah is going to be, you have fail and a file, and then there's a word, lafzul jalala, which is in mansoob form. It is your detail, and it's going to be your mafulun bihi. Yu'allimu, ain, lam, mim, other root letters. It is yu'allimu. There is nothing after mim, the ma, which is the last root letter, which can be your anything, no indicative of a pronoun, which is an inbuilt pronoun of fail mudare. So in here you all are writing the correct answers. The status is rough of the fail. Yu'allimu is rough, and the sign of rough status of a fail in here is the ma on the meme. Ya is your alamatul mudari. Ya is your alamatul mudari. So it is going to be huwa yu'allimu, huwa yu'allimu, right? And then comes your kaf, which is kaful khitab or you, and meme is again for masculine plural. You all male, but it includes us as well. And then comes your lafzul jalala in rough form. So hua got erased or cancelled out by lafzul jalala, and you have yu'allimukumullahu, Allah teaches you all, right? So lafzul jalala is going to take over, coming after the fail in marfu status, matching yu'allimu in gender. There is no gender mismatch here, and kum is going to be your mafulun bihi, right? Allah teaches who, it is going to be you all. So it is answered your who, answering kum is answering your who question. It is going to be mafulun bihi, right? So this was your ayatul dain. For those of you who have been able to practice it with me, alhamdulillah, I hope you must have seen that you have learned little more than this was a kind of a practice for you all, and if you have made mistakes, that's also fine, right? But inshallah, we will keep on doing these kind of practices in the course, because once I finish a topic, I try to take you to the surah or ayah, so that we can all practice together and see where we need to learn more, which are the concepts that you need more help with, inshallah. And I will keep on practicing with you. I try to keep a test at the end, so that reminds you that you all have to be, you are all supposed to be as-sabiqun al-awwalun. And I'm very, very proud of my all as-sabiqun al-awwalun, and I'm very sure that the rest of you are also going to complete the test with ihsan. So when a word ihsan is used, remember, there is Islam, there is iman, and then ihsan. And ihsan is either doing things the way that as if you are seeing Allah in front, or you are doing things in a manner that you are being seen and watched by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, so make sure you do everything with ihsan. And now with that nasiha, I will use the last 6 minutes for jumlatul ismiya. So jumlatul ismiya is going to be, what is jumlatul ismiya? It is your nominal sentence. Okay, nominal sentence. The past 70 or 35 sessions, we have been covering jumlatul failure, right? We learned our fail, our file, a detail, the hal, and everything that pertains to jumlatul failure. But today we are starting a very new topic, which is al jumlatul ismiya, a nominal sentence. For example, something like you can consider it like something like reload. Okay, and here let me just use this document, and something like I am a girl. Not a girl. Oh no, I don't. I'm a not a girl. I'm a woman. Okay, with okay. I'm a woman. Okay, so or something like he is a student, right? He is a lawyer. Okay, all these sentences, do they literally have a fail in there? Literally have a fail which has an action? No, right? You do have something that is called helping verbs like am, is, but you don't have any action word in there, right? Just what you have to have a concept of is that in nominal sentence of Arabic, you will not have any action word, okay? So yes, Fatima, your is are going to be are going to be your helping verbs, but just just think about there is literally not an action there, right? Is this there an action, literal action, like the action that we used to see: ate, eat, drink, sleep, anything like that? No, you don't have like anything like that, right? So if a sentence is missing all that, if a sentence is missing that, you are going to just think about it like jumlatul ismiya, okay? So in I am a woman, she's a student, he's a lawyer, you think about them as jumlatul ismiya, okay? If I have to ask you in Arabic, what will you call these sentences? What will you call these sentences? You are going to call them jumlatul ismiya. This is your jumlatul ismiya. Now, what can happen is sometimes your jumlatul ismiya will have something which will have an action, but we will but a very simple, plain, easy jumlatul ismiya is going to be sounding something like I am a woman, he is Allah, he is a messenger, this is a book, something like that. Is this clear? Is this clear to all of you? Everyone? Okay. This this is Quran, right? Um, he is a messenger, right? So those things, everything like that, you are going to, if I ask you, what are these sentences? You are going to call them Jumlatul Ismiya. For in today's class, I want you to learn that. Okay. Is this easy for you? That what is your Jumlatul Ismiya for now? Hmm? Just think about it. Just start slow. And I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to take you to a level, inshallah, that you will one day asking yourself, inshallah, biiznillahi ta'ala, only with help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that you will think back and you will be, oh, this is, I've done it, inshallah, inshallah. So your Jumlatul Ismiya also has few parts to it, okay? It has few parts to it, and these parts are called al-mubtada. And mubtada begins it comes from bada'a. Bada'a means to begin, okay? It's a beginning, okay? Bada'a means to begin, okay? So mubtada is where your sentence is starting from, which is where your sentence starts from. Then with every mubtada, with every beginning, there is going to be a khabar. Khabar literally means, what is the Urdu meaning of khabar? How do you translate khabar in from those news? Very good job. News, news or information. This is how you understood. Urdu speakers understood khabar as news or information. So with anything, when there is a mubtada, you have to have a news or information about that very mubtada. Okay. So in what is going to be the English equivalent of mubtada? It is going to be the subject. Okay. The subject in a nominal sentence is going to be the mubtada. So mubtada, you
Subject and predicate.
please
Subject and predicate.
mute all. Okay, mute all. Okay. Okay, so mubtada is equivalent to the subject in a nominal sentence. Okay, what is mubtada equivalent of? It is the equivalent of subject. Everything is going other way. So subject and you are going to call khabar, you can consider it as predicate. Can you consider it as predicate? Does it make sense to consider khabar as predicate, right? Of an English nominal sentence, right? It is your predicate. Let me just make it small so that it fits and does not go away. Okay, khabar is your predicate. Okay, so now let me, for those of you who are new to this, Let me tell you how we are going to do it. If I say that there is going to be a mubtada, which is going to be the beginning the sentence. In here, I am a woman. What is going to be the mubtada? What will you call mubtada? What is going to be the subject of the mubtada? Color it yellow. Let's make it yellow. Why is it green? Yellow. Okay. So fluorescent yellow is my I, and this is my subject. Okay. Then what is giving me the information about this I? Woman. Okay. I am a woman. You can just pick this whole chunk, and you call it your khabar, and this is how your sentence is going to work. Okay, and this am a woman is going to be your predicate of English, and it's going to be the khabar of your Arabic sentences. Is this clear? In Arabic, you will not find am for Arabic. You will not find any is in Arabic. You may not find is in Arabic, or these may not be found. Okay, but you will find is not, am not, are not. All those are there, but sometimes there may be some places where you don't find the exact wording. But I want you to consider, you understand how you're going to deal with your Jumlatul Ismiya. Okay, so you will have a subject, you will have a predicate, you will have a mubtada, and you will have a khabar. Okay, so the third part is muta'alliq bil khabar. The third part is muta'alliq bil khabar. What is the meaning of muta'alliq? Who remembers from the term 2 the meaning of muta'alliq? Related. Very good job. Related to khabar. Related to khabar. Remember, in my term 2, I have taught you muta'alliq bil fail is jar wal majroor, zarf or zarf idafa. The same holds true. You are just going to change the name for it. The jar wal majroor, the zarf and zarf idafa that you are going to now find in your sentence, instead of calling it muta'alliq bil fail, you are going to call it muta'alliq bil khabar. Is this clear to each and every one of you? The three parts: mubtada, think about mubtada as a subject of the sentence. The second is the khabar, which is the predicate. Think about khabar as a predicate in your nominal sentence. And then comes your muta'alliq bil khabar, which can be a jar wal majroor, the zarf or zarf idafa. Right? A zarf is a word that has to do with time and place. Remember, if you don't remember, I'm reminding you of a zarf. Zarf is an ism that has to do with time and place. Everyone with me so far? We will end our session here with the introduction of Jumlatul Ismiya, its part, and I'm going to, inshallah, go in detail this coming Saturday, and you will, inshallah, master this in no time. I assure you that, with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I'm very, very proud of this class. I want you to excel, to flourish, and to learn a lot, a lot. This course is going to be a challenging one, but I assure you, at the end of the course, you will say that all the hard work that you have done, it was worth it, inshallah. Okay, you take it easy and keep working hard. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.